in inaction, and inaction about in action. What is it? So contemplate and reflect, listen to this talk again and again and again, and then you are ready in the morning for meditation. So Eastern wisdom speaks about the absolute truth. Pure mind and the intellect can receive it. So it helps us to discover, who am I? What is this world? What is the existence? Can I refute this world that I see every day? No. But I can transcend this world. I can remove the false notion. Who am I? Can I refuse it? No, I cannot refuse. Who am I? I don't know who am I, but I cannot refuse. I am. I cannot refuse. And the world and I am belongs to the existence. After all, there is one existence that contains I am and the world outside. I cannot refuse it. But yes, I remove the wrong notion, the false notion attached to this. So when I remove the false notion, what happens? I enter into the real self. I discover the permanent peace and happiness. So what happens? Mind says, no, I understand intellectually, but I'm not able to digest it, absorb it. You see a person who appears as a male, but you are not sure. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes you see a man who has a long hairs. Looks like a man, but I'm not sure. So I'm confused. Same thing is happening with us. Okay, I intellectually understand, but I'm not so sure that I'm the real self. The mind is confused. We have to take care of this mind. We have to remove the impurity from the mind. We have to remove the confusion from the mind so that I know the reality. And that confusion is nothing but our false notion, wrong ideas. That is what is known as ignorance. So in the 3rd chapter of the Gita, the Arjuna, the seeker, says, I'm confused. Teacher, remove my confusion. The true seeker always says, I am confused, remove my confusion so that I can see the reality. The non-seeker says, I'm done with you. I don't believe you. You need not to believe the teacher. You have to, I already told you, belief pending inquiry. You start with understanding the real self. You do the practice, and ultimately the confusion is removed. So seeker like Arjuna is rare, who says, I'm confused. Remove that confusion. How come I am not the body? How come I am not the mind? How come when you give the teaching of the path of knowledge, you say purify your mind, you have to realize the real self in the mind, then why should I do the practice? So it is a part of the karma. Now see, my friend, the teacher Krishna, the originator of yoga, tantra, meditation, mindfulness, and the entire, in one way we can say he is the epitome. He is the great master. He is the reincarnation. Teacher gives us a choice. Just do it and forget it. Or listen again and remove the confusion. Teacher, in the Eastern wisdom, never says it is seeker's problem, but indicates the impurity and the confusion of the mind. Teacher says, look at the mind and intellect, change it, remove impurity, gain focus to learn and realize. So, what is the knowledge inside my head? Action outside. Knowledge that you are in front of me. That is a knowledge. And then I'm speaking to you. Action outside. Seeker has to make a decision. Seeker has to make a decision. So in the first verse, what the master is saying, jayasi chetah karmana te mata buddhi janardana tat kim karmani ghore mam niyojasi keshava. So the seeker is asking, if you say that knowledge is greater than action, my master, why then you are pushing me into action? When you say action is defective, action cannot be perfect, why you are pushing me into action? Why you ask me to act? Why you are pushing me into good or bad action? So the seeker has not left. Seeker says, this head is confused. You remove that confusion. I want to learn. He never says you are confusing me. I am confused. My mind has doubt. So he is, why I am confused? When I live with the wrong notion, then I am confused. So what is the message of a seeker? That if I am confused, I have to remove this confusion. If I have a doubt, I have to remove the doubt in order to progress on the path. So our master Krishna in Gita spoke highest of the knowledge. But it does not mean that karma has no place in life. Seekers confuse. If the knowledge is supreme, then why karma or action in life? I say the right hand is the best. It doesn't mean that I should leave the left hand. The right hand, my right eye is good. It doesn't mean that I should leave the left eye. That is the combination and the relationship between action and the knowledge. One focus to know the truth, not to compare what is better. That is the confusion. Knowledge, emotions, love, action, all have their place in our life. Some people have obsession for knowledge, others have obsession for action. Both needs to be balanced. Hyperactive person forget the knowledge. They say it is all theory. Hypoactive person, they forget all the actions. They say only knowledge is everything. We need a balance. We neither need to become hypoactive nor we need to become hyperactive. Both leads to frustration and failure. So after understanding the background, what did we learn before? That there must be a steady wisdom, the steady intellect. If the intellect is steady, how it is steady? It has to be steady. What is steady? And what is steady? Only one thing, the real self. If the intellect is settled in the body, it will cause problem. If the intellect is settled in the mind, it will cause problem. If the intellect is sitting in the objects outside, it causes the problem. That is what we have studies. Rati, Trapti, Tushti. Rati. Huh? You have understood that part. The Rati, seeking pleasure, Tushti and Trapti. Now the master in the second verse says what? Why confuse? Why you confuse yourself? Vyami shrene iva vakyena buddhim mohesi iva me tat ekam vada nishchitya ena shreya aham apnuyam. So the Arjuna is asking, you seem to bewilder my intellect with a confused and mingled speech. Tell me decisively, take a firm decision in your head. Krishna is already, his head is already clear. So because I'm confused, so as a seeker, I'm confused, so I point you to the teacher that why you are confusing me. Tell me what is right, what is good, what is better. Is karma better than knowledge, or the knowledge is better than karma? So the moment you ask this question, the knowledge and the action, which one is better? As if you are saying action is also knowledge and the knowledge is also action. Why I said so? Knowledge of physics, knowledge of chemistry, which knowledge is better? Or I take 1 mile of jogging or 5 miles of jogging every day. I can compare action with one action. I can compare with one set of knowledge with the other set of knowledge. But now the seeker is already confused. He is comparing knowledge and the action. They both have their own place in our life. I know something. How to express what I know? Through the action. Otherwise, this knowledge will remain inside the head. Will remain inside the head. So you see that this is the confusion we have. I have a lot of problem with my honey, so I have stopped talking to her or him. So you are crazy. Why you have stopped talking? Talking is an action. If you don't take an action, how your humility, how your kindness, how your clarity will be known to your honey. So normally we take a very false notion and the action in our day-to-day life. Karma and the knowledge, they both are separate. They both needs to be balanced. So teacher never makes the seeker independent. That is why, Krishna should have answered, okay, this knowledge and action both are separate and it is done with. If you don't understand, do not understand. So Krishna never said this. Krishna started another topic of action after talking about knowledge. So once we understand that, now come to the second part of this. know the truth about karma and the knowledge. In our Vedic system, we have 4 stages in life. Lifestyle of a seeker: you become a student, you study for 25 years, you study, you gain the knowledge of the world outside, you gain the knowledge of the real self inside. After 25 years, with that knowledge inside and knowledge outside, you enter into a worldly life, which is known as family, professional, social life. But now you are very clear that knowledge of the real self is inside me. So I am performing all my actions to purify the mind. But if I do not know, I have to know it. Then the 3rd stage of the life, which normally translated as retiring life at the age of 50, but it is not retirement. It is living in the state of dispassion with reference to the social, family, and the professional life, so that I can turn my mind within and I can prepare myself for a spiritual life from 50 to 75 of age, and from 75 to 100 I am totally absorbed into meditation, I am awakened. So that was the system developed in earlier days, but it does not mean I can bypass every system, one, or I can still approach the sadhana, I can still do the practice where I am, with all the challenges, with all the luxuries, with all the comforts. I can still do the practice. It is my choice. Master never gives, no, you have to follow this. What is required? What is required? Whether I choose these 4 kinds of lifestyle, or I make a choice at a particular stage in my life. Intense aspiration for final destination should always be there in the mind. I will reach to the goal. Have you seen that there is a Master Swami Prabhupada of ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. He started his practice at the age of 60. So, it is very clear that when you wake up about this journey, the journey starts. So now pay a little more attention to the Krishna says there are 2 paths, the path of knowledge, path of karma, means Gyan Yoga, Karma Yoga. We cannot ignore action in our life. Life is action, action is life. The moment I act, I cannot live without action. So now I add yoga with every action, it becomes Karma Yoga. I cannot live without action. Any action and every action. At all the movements in my life. The moment I add yoga after action, it becomes Karma Yoga. With every understanding, I add yoga, it becomes Gyan Yoga. How are you? So, I am asking your body, mind, breath, intellect, and ego, how are you? Because I am doing Gyan Yoga. I am not. So, Gyan Yoga means I am aware the real self is always fine. It is always full of permanent peace and happiness. And at the same time, I have already spoken, I have acted. I have done Karma Yoga. I have done Karma Yoga also. So you see that every thought, every speech, every action, there is a Karma Yoga outside, there is a Gyan Yoga inside. Not having the right knowledge and doing the action, we will have problem. Not having the knowledge and doing the action means it is not karma yoga. Doing the action without the right knowledge will also cause problem in our life. You see the problem, my friend, simple problem. I know that I do not know who am I. Ignorance is there. I know ignorance is there, but I do not know where the ignorance is. That is the biggest problem. Meditation helps it brings neuroplasticity, neurogenesis, epigenetics, it changes the DNA. Am I searching DNA? Knowledge is good. Neuroplasticity, epigenetics, it brings the mutation in the DNA if we practice meditation regularly. Very good. Very good knowledge. But what is the goal of the Eastern wisdom? I want to study physics and I landed up into astronomy. Or I wanted to study medical science, I landed myself into astronomy. So I have to be very clear. My path should be very clear. I know I am ignorant about who am I, but I do not know where the ignorance lies. So ignorance does not lie in neuroplasticity, epigenetics. Ignorance lies in my head. Am I focused inside me? Is my mind pure? Is the mind ready to receive the knowledge? Is there no confusion? The root cause is ignorance about who I am, not about what the brain looks like. Root cause is ignorance. Ignorance is incomplete knowledge. It is delusion. It is superimposition, and the solution is to gain the knowledge. Clear? Clear. Now see. Now what happens? Here comes the magic. First milestone. Where is the first milestone in the journey of the self-discovery? I want to know what is real self. You have been talking a lot about it. It is permanent happiness. I am not in permanent happiness. So let me know it first. So that is why every teacher, directly or indirectly, guides us through the principles of Eastern wisdom. Who am I? What is real self? What is the world? And what is the existence? So when they convey that knowledge, that is known as satsang. So am I ready to attend satsang? No, I have attended. Now I have known that there is a high real self like an imagination, because I am living practically in pain and pleasure. So I am not ready to listen. First milestone is not covered. Second milestone is to prepare the mind. How you prepare the mind? You prepare the mind by systematic learning to know the wrong notion, wrong lifestyle before the knowledge of the real self is gained. Are you getting? First is satsang. Second is systematic learning to know wrong notion and wrong lifestyle before knowledge of the real self is gained. But what is this preparation of the mind? Only way to prepare is to purify and focus the mind. And the only path available to purify and focus the mind is karma yoga. There is no other way. Are you understanding? Let me repeat it. First milestone. At least I should be curious. I should know what it is. what you are talking about, what is real self, the world and the existence. You attend the satsang, you are listening, and ultimately now your mind says, okay, tell me what to do. Master says, prepare the mind. Systematic learning. So you are learning to remove the wrong notion. In your day-to-day life, from moment to moment, what I am doing from moment to moment, I am doing action. So the Master says, very good. Only way to prepare and purify the mind is Karma Yoga. What you are saying, I am moving my hand, it is action. How it is going to prepare my mind? That is what we are learning. So now the Krishna removes the doubt, the knowledge inside, karma outside. Both should go together. What I'm doing outside, I'm living a personal life, professional life, social life, family life. Can I introduce yoga in those personal, professional, social life? Only Karma Yoga is the option. Karma Yoga is the option. So Karma Yoga prepares the mind for higher knowledge and meditation. Understand that. Be very clear. So we are direct clearly to prepare the mind. Action is required. Action plus yoga becomes Karma Yoga. When I can do Karma Yoga, life is action, action is life. The moment I wake up in the morning until I sleep in the night, now I can be in the field of Karma Yoga. Means what? My mind is constantly being purified. Constantly being purified. You are not giving a chance as a seeker to pollute the mind again, to create the same impression again. That causes the ignorance. That causes the ignorance. See that? So, is my intellect ready to accept and understand the importance of Karma Yoga? Yes. Oh, life is action, action is life, and I have to do karma. I am doing the karma 24/7. Let me add yoga into every action. Oh, if I add yoga with every action, my mind will remain purified. Then comes the third milestone in the journey of the self-discovery. This is known as Shravan, Manan and Nididhyasana. That is known as Shravan, Manan and Nididhyasana. Now, a seeker can easily withdraw from karma or active lifestyle and absorb in meditation. Now, every karma is a purification and focus of the mind. Now I sit with eyes closed and I say, just close your eyes and be comfortable, and you are already there. The mind is not going anywhere. Finished. Done. So that is the third milestone, the third lifestyle, that now I am able to withdraw my mind immediately, adjust by the knowledge, by the understanding, because I have introduced the Karma Yoga in my life. So that is why in the last two sessions we understood what exactly is the karma and how to perform the karma. But we are going to pick up a very secret message of the Krishna. So now first two milestones helps the seeker to prepare for a strong foundation. They prepare a strong foundation for what? For meditation, to reveal the knowledge of reality. So what is the third milestone? It is Shravanam, listening, to have the right principle in my head. Gyan Yoga begins. And then Mananam, reflection, remove the doubt. Third, any doubt still remains, practice meditation. You are there. So there is both Karma Yoga and the Gyan Yoga, both are important. Now, what is the demand from the path of Karma Yoga and Gyan Yoga? I can say you directly, straight. Extensive thinking, planning, organizing, and then acting. Thinking in terms of these principles that we have learned. I have to think. I'm going to talk to my honey. What I'm going to. Oh, she did a blunder. I have to prove that she did a blunder and she should accept the mistake. I'm not in Karma Yoga. I'm not in Karma Yoga. I am a boss and I'm working as an employee. Let me fire that guy. No, that is not Karma Yoga. I have to do extensive thinking, planning, organizing. Then I have to work. Karma in the world outside with the people, place, location, time. So, see, the time is perfect. I'm speaking to you. Location is perfect. The place is perfect. And I'm communicating these principles of Karma Yoga to you. Same way, let me convey, let me act with my honey, with my friend, with my son and daughter, with my house, with my body, personal, professional, social life. Action plus yoga, Karma Yoga. When we are doing Karma Yoga, what happens? Now this mind is 100% clear. Then you simply do the Shravan, Manan, Nididhyasan. Only the 3 steps. I do not know, let me know it. I do not understand, let me understand it. I do not experience, let me practice it. Then the mind is totally focused, purified. It is ready. It has an intense aspiration within. From where that has come? From the Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga. Now in the 3rd verse, Master says that there are 2 streams, as I explained you before. Lokesmin devidha nishtha. Nishtha means the faith, understanding, knowledge, that there are 2-fold path for self-realization. One is known as the Karma Yoga. The other is known as the Sankhya Yoga. The Sankhya means the knowledge. Simply, Sankhya means counting also. Sankhya also means samkhyati. The mind is in the state of calmness. Khyati. Khyati means settled. The mind is totally settled in equanimity. See that? That is why the world is known as. But what is the problem? Problem is misconception. What is the misconception? Na karmanam anarambhat neshkaryam neshkarmyam purusha anushate nacha sanyas nat eva siddhim samadhi gacchati. So what is the problem? The master says you cannot live without action. Now the secret is coming. We will discuss on that. Pay attention. We have heard many times that life is action, action is life. We cannot live without action. Very clear. Very clear to us. Is it meditative state, actionless life? No. We have been learning meditation, doing nothing, that is effortless. Then what? Realization comes that we think, sit for an hour every day. the idea of the wealth, the prestige, follows me again and again. And that prompts me to act. Mind says, have pleasure, that prompts me to act. Earning the wealth, that prompts me to act. I'm earning. Everything is settled. And I will do the hard work, I'll be able to attain it. But still the thoughts are coming constantly. So it means it has more to do with the mind which is attached to these things of the world outside. Sitting in meditation with attachment, no value. Why attachment? Attachment prompts me to action. So now I added action plus yoga, karma yoga. Go a little deeper. Once that is clear, the meditation is a play and fun. So to make our mind understand, all animals are governed by unconscious operation of the nature in the world. They are also doing action. Animals are programmed by nature. How they are programmed? For safety, for sex, for sleep, for food. All the animals except the human animal are governed by the unconscious operation of the nature. They are constantly doing action. We have a choice. When we have a choice, it does not mean we are independent of the entire nature outside. Why I feel independent of the nature? Because I have built an ego. Ego is based on false notion. So false notion has created an ego, but still we are a part of this nature. We are not separate from it. First thing, I gave two statements. All animals are programmed by the unconscious operation of the nature through the animal instincts, safety, sex, sleep, and food. We have a choice does not mean that we are independent of the nature. We are part of the nature. What we have to learn? How to transcend the nature to discover the real self. Third point. The entire existence has two things. One is matter, other is consciousness. That pure consciousness is the real self, unchanging, absolute, permanent happiness, love, truth, wisdom. And matter is constantly changing. I am not the matter. So if I am not the matter, why I am claiming that I am doing any action? Why should I claim that I am performing any action? I am not the matter. Again pick up. All animals are governed by the unconscious operation of the nature in the world outside. Every animal are programmed by the nature for safety, sex, food, and the sleep. That is also what we claim we are doing. But we have a choice. We have a choice of understanding that I can transcend the nature. How? Drop the ego, drop the false notion that you are the doer, you are the enjoyer. Remain as a part of the nature, but I am not the doer. That is not available to any animal in the entire existence except the human being. Did you understand? Matter is constantly changing. So, what is that matter is constantly changing? Body, breath, mind, life, wealth, sex, pleasure, etc., etc. They are constantly changing. So, it is a part of the matter. I am not the matter. I am the real self. And the real self does not perform any action. So, when I am settled in the real self, I am not doing any action. So, inaction is the truth of Karma Yoga. Let us understand in a different way. My master used to explain there is a personality and there is an existence. That existence never changes. That is our real self. And what is personality? Personality is persona. It is a mask. What is that mask? It is the mask made up of body, breath, mind, intellect, ego, plus its different activities is personality. Personality is constantly changing. Existence never changes. When I claim I am the body, breath, mind, intellect, and ego, then I feel I am constantly changing. I am performing an action. It comes out of the ego, nothing more, nothing less than that. It is impossible to be not in action as long as I identify myself with the body, breath, mind, intellect, thought, feeling, sensation, pleasure, desire, suffering. That is happening at the personality level. So the moment I shift my identity from the personality to the existence, I'm already in action. I'm speaking, still I'm not. I'm eating, still I am not. I'm walking, still I am not. So when I say I am walking, I am fully aware this is a personality part, this is not an existence, and I am not the personality. Hence I am not walking. I am the personality. Hence I am walking. So there is an action in inaction, and there is inaction in action. You are already liberated by following the path of Karma Yoga. We discussed about, you think of any action. Are you listening to me, or your ears in the mind are listening to me? Your ears in the mind. Are you your ears to claim that you are listening to me, or are you your own mind to claim that you are listening to me? We lose that awareness. Why we lose that awareness? Because the mind is not prepared at that level. Do you see that? Just see here and now. Can I claim that I'm speaking? No, my tongue, my lips are speaking, my throat and larynx. I'm none of them. Can I be aware of that? Can I be aware of that fact, that truth? And when you maintain awareness of that truth, the moment you lose awareness of that truth, that means I fall into ignorance. I claim that I am doing an action. I fall back from the Karma Yoga. I lose the Gyan Yoga. And then it doesn't make any sense. So we need an extraordinary awareness to live into that state inside with the knowledge and outside with an action. That is the secret. Two aspects only, matter and consciousness. Either you say matter and consciousness, or you say personality and existence. Now my mind is reflecting that real self in itself. I'm not doing anything and still I'm doing everything. Outside, I have told you before, we claim we eat so that we live. People die of eating. More people die because of eating. 80% of the illnesses that takes the lives of the human being, it is because of eating. You may say overeating, instant eating, junk eating. Go back, why they are doing that? Because of the karma, not karma yoga. Think of this. We claim we breathe to live. Still we die. That because I am the body. Identification is there. Drop this identification. Karma yoga begins. It takes you to the inaction. Let us take another verse, one more verse. Nahi kaschit kshanam api jatu tishtati. O karma krat karyate hi avashah karma sarvah prakrati je guna. So are you clear? Am I speaking? No. Throat, larynx, tongue, everything is together. I am none of them. So one thing is clear, that I am not speaking. But action is being done. Another secret comes that you know. So when you link all the four together, you understand what it means by action, in inaction, or inaction in action. Remember, all animals are programmed by the nature. I did not say the fourth point, now I will say. So first remember, all the animals are programmed by the nature for safety, food, sex, and etc. I realize that I have a choice, but I make that choice based on the ego. So break that shell of the ego, personality and existence, matter and consciousness. If we closely examine this, consciousness is unchanging reality in the entire universe, and the matter is constantly changing. So it means I have two aspects. One is personality, which is material part, and other is the consciousness, that is the real self. But anyhow, the intellect is asking anyhow, but still action is being done. Don't worry, this action is done by the three gunas, fourth secret. That is how we understand. Any action in the nature is caused by the three gunas, sato guna, rajo guna, and tamo. The prakriti is the unmanifest matter. Now it is manifesting because of the three gunas, sato, rajo, and tamo guna. Sato, rajo, and tamo guna created five elements: mind, intellect, ego, sense organs, thought, anything that is changing. I'm not the doer and the enjoyer, because it is personality. What is personality? It is matter. What is matter? It is prakriti. What makes the matter move? Because of sato, rajo, and tamo guna. Oh, so am I aware This hand is moving because of Prakriti or because of me? Because of Prakriti. Lips moving because of Prakriti. So in order to have this, once I do the second milestone, I purify the mind by doing the karma yoga. We may say actionless. Action cannot be avoided. We know it. So in the beginning, action cannot be avoided. The I-ness is there. So when I start performing the action free from the ego, free from seeking the desire for the fruits of an action, I realize it is all the play of the Sato, Rajo and Tamoguna. Someday you claim you are happy. Rajoguna, pleasure is Rajoguna. Someday you feel happy without any reason. Satoguna. Someday you feel you have lot of pain. Rajo or Tamoguna. So when you are aware that no, it's a movement, it's a play of Sato, Rajo and Tamoguna, I can instantly move to the Satoguna. And the moment I move to the Satoguna, I live into the higher level of awareness. I enter into that state of calmness and peace, the equanimity. So the message is that when we don't have a right knowledge about karma, it should become karma yoga. So without having a right knowledge of the karma, I practice meditation, so mind is saying I still have lot of doubts. I enter into fantasy. I cannot sit even for 5 minutes for meditation. I have seen people get absorbed in watching a horror film for 3 hours. They don't move. And I ask them that why you don't move in watching a horror film and why you move in meditation. This is the reason. This is the reason. That is why I talked about before that because of Sato, Rajo and Tamoguna coming from the Prakriti, the nature, I cannot sleep for 24 hours. I cannot eat for 24 hours. I cannot do sex for 24 hours. There is a constant interplay of Sato, Rajo and Tamoguna. I am doing a Tamoguna activity, the nature will pull me into Rajoguna. If I don't recognize, I fall back into the Tamoguna. Again it will push me. It pushes me 100 times and after that Prakriti says, okay, now I will give you the punishment. That punishment is unfavorable condition, accident, death of the body, etc., etc., etc. I recognize, oh, I was lazy. I should not be lazy. Let me do some action, Rajoguna. From the Rajoguna I move to Satoguna. So this nature pulls us for action. Action may be Satoguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. We have a choice by knowledge. Choose Satoguna, follow, act, you enter into karma yoga. Satoguna does not have an ego. Satoguna does not need any desire for the fruits of an action. Last point that definitely you will pick up. Actually, it is a process of evolution. It is happening. It's a conscious evolution. Life evolved out of matter. What it means? The life was hidden into the matter. That is why it evolved. There cannot be something out of nothing. So in the matter there was a life. Now there is an animal mind that evolved out of life. So we have the entire animal kingdom. The process of evolution is continuing. From the animal mind, The human mind evolved out of the mind. Did I create the human mind for me, myself? No. I have to recognize only, and I have to use it. From matter to life, from life to animal mind, from the animal mind to the human mind. What is the next evolution? Our great masters have recognized and realized from the human mind the real self will evolve. That is what we are talking. That is what we are talking. Restless. So pick up that understanding. The moment any action, thought, feeling, any action is done, can you become aware? Come on, ego, you are doing it, do it. I'm not you. Do it. It doesn't mean. No, that is why our masters have clarified. It does not mean, no, I have to slap you. I do it. No. No. So, duty. Nityanda Naimitya Karma. You see the role of Nityanda Naimitya Karma? Can I become aware of all these principles at the same time? We are done. We are here. We are there. You see, so our masters have left no chance to rationalize any principle in a wrong way. No, otherwise we can, okay, no, I feel like slapping you, so let me slap you because I feel like. No. Is it Nitya Karma? No. Is it Naimitya Karma? No. You cannot do it. It comes from ego. Because you hate some person, that's why you want to slap. Your mind is impure. You have to purify the mind. So, second milestone, purify and focus the mind. How? Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga. See that? So, but Karma Yoga has to be supported by understanding. If I do not understand, if I perform the Karma Yoga falsely, no, I am doing my action. No, if I wake up in the morning, my morning starts at 12 p.m. No, that does not make any sense. Why it happens? Tamsik guna. The ego is already deeper inside. Ego is pulling you. Ego has declared. What is the problem if I wake up at 12 p.m.? For God's sake, never wake up. Once and for all. The person is crazy. So you see, Rajoguna, Tamoguna, Satoguna, matter, consciousness, personality, existence, Nitya, Naimitya Karma. I need not to confuse. I understand. I live into that awareness. I am in the field of Karma Yoga. I am in the field of Gyan Yoga. I have achieved that. There are other principles also coming. So that will also be